Hello, my loves. My name is Katie of Rosebloom Readings. Welcome back if you're a regular, and welcome if you're new. Today, to go on the theme of February and Valentine's Day and kind of lovey-dovey romance stuff, we are going to be doing a reading that was actually suggested by one of my subscribers, so thank you so much for that. It is your future spouse and their appearance. I'm also going to do a bit about what they're like, kind of, a bit about how you work with them in your relationship, but mostly focusing on the appearance and a little bit about your future spouse, which I think is very fitting in February/Valentine's Day type stuff. So I have 5 piles here today, which is my theme. I'm finding 5 or 6. I like to give you guys options because I know even though it's a general reading, I like to be as specific as I can and give you guys as many options as I can. Some people's journeys are similar, but not to the point where like in like 2 or 3 piles. I don't think that's fair, at least for something like this. So we have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4, and pile 5. As always, the timestamps are down below. Feel free to pause the video, do what you gotta do your breathing, open your third eye, do your meditation, ask spirit which number or which pile you are meant to choose. Go to what you're guided to. If it feels right to you, my loves, that is what you're meant to be choosing. I had actually planned to do a different video today. I did want to do this one, but earlier in the day, I spent the afternoon when my daughter had gone down for her nap. I spent the afternoon getting ready for and filming a over an hour long, I think, video on manifestation. As I had promised you guys, it spoke about manifestation, what manifestation is used for, setting intentions, affirmations, what you can, use with that, the rules of manifestation, a bit of the rules of magic in general, and then one of my favorite rituals to use for manifestation, as well as, times where that ritual is most potent, and blah, 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 blah. I was really proud of it, tons of information. I had been compiling notes on it for a while, as you guys probably know if you've seen some of my other videos. I've been talking about it recently. And so it took about 2.5 hours to film, just because I'm me and I ramble and, my dogs make noise and something happens, I knock over a tripod. It's a whole thing. And then I finally got it done. And then just as I got it done, my daughter woke up. So I was like, oh, this is really meant to be. This is really perfect. And, I thought, okay, when we'll get her up, and then later on when she goes to bed for the night, I'll edit the video and I'll have it up for you guys, because I'm trying to be as consistent as I can. I'm, over my sickness. I was really, really sick at the beginning of the new year, so it kind of slowed down my progress of how regularly I was able to post. I'm much better now. I'm excited. You guys are excited. We're having a good time. And I don't know what I did, but all of the videos got wiped from my camera. They're gone. They're not in the bin. They're nowhere to be found. Famous. And you guys probably already know that if you follow my Instagram, because I had to post a meme about it because I was so stressed out. So that kind of sucked, full disclosure. But because it was so unusual in the way that it happened, and because it was so out of nowhere, and because even, if something gets accidentally deleted, usually I'm able to retrieve it through like a bin or through somewhere. It was totally gone. I took that as a sign that the video was not meant to be out at the time that I wanted it to be out. And it just wasn't meant to be. And I trust spirit, and I trust their guidance, and I trust that, I always tell everybody, I tell clients, I tell friends, I tell family, nothing is ever coincidence. Everything happens the way it's supposed to. Everything happens for a reason. So I trust my own advice, and that's cool. But I did want to film something for you guys. I didn't just want to, kind of have that be the be all end all. And I am trying to do sort of romancy, marriage, love, sex themed readings, especially for this month of February. This is going to be like just that. They'll continue, obviously, into the other months. Like, I know, love is a topic that comes up a lot, so it's going to continue. But for the month of February, just for the theme of Valentine's Day, blah 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 blah, I'd like to have marriage and love and blah 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 blah. So I was excited to do this ever since I read the comment, ever since they left the comment on the video for this specific video that they wanted to see of a spouse and their appearance and what they're like and blah blah blah. I don't know, I thought that was super cool. I just really was drawn to the idea of giving a video on, especially the appearance of who you end up with. I've had a few clients who ask me if I tell them, they're going to end up with somebody, or see somebody coming into their lives, who have asked me, what do they look like? I love that question. I get to really focus, because I do get, at least when I'm reading a specific person one-on-one, I do get an appearance, I do get traits, I do get to see that person that they end up with. So it's very exciting to say, they look like this, blah blah blah, and then you kind of see them get excited. It's all just very, very cool. So I thought I would do that for you today, my loves. Now, because of regions, because there are so many types of human beings in the world, I almost guarantee that I am going to get multiple traits for each pile, and they'll probably be similar. So I'll see what I get. I don't know. We'll see what we get. It'll be exciting. I might hear different accents, different blah 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 blah, different traits. It'll be fun to see what we get. Some of these cards in the piles did fling out at me, so they are specifically from Spirit, as they always are. I'm always guided in my readings to go with what Spirit, allows my intuition to guide me to do. But some of these just like flung out, and they were the perfect number of card that I wanted. So very exciting stuff. I'm very excited about this one, loves. Hello, my darlings. If you picked pile number 1, this is your reading on what your future spouse will be like, their appearance, your kind of situation with them, how they work with you. I only have 4 decks for this reading. That's what I was guided by Spirit to choose. I am never one to tell Spirit they are wrong. So we have, as you can see, the Romance Angels. We have the Good Tarot, which I assume is probably what I will pick up the most about kind of their traits. I'm really sort of anticipating that my clairvoyance is what's going to give me kind of appearance traits, more of a visual, whereas the cards will give me a little bit more about just them as a person. And so we have the Romance Angels, the Good Tarot, the Psychic Tarot, and the Whispers of Love. And I know I've been using the Romance Angels and the Whispers of Love very frequently lately, but again, just with the theme of Valentine's Day and February and love readings, obviously they're very fitting. I'm very fond of them, especially the Whispers of Love deck. I've talked about it in videos before about how much I love that deck and its imagery. I love what I can pick up from it. The art is gorgeous. It's one of my favorite decks, even just for the sake of getting to look at it. But I do also love the messages that come from it. Okay, my loves, group number 1. Let's get started. Oh, could I be surrounded by more dog hair? I was talking earlier about the manifestation video that I filmed and how it didn't get to be. But what was really cute was that Bambi, my puppy, my 2-year-old lab husky, who you hear most frequently, she makes the most noise of the two of them, was sitting right beside me, so you could see her like for the whole video, and it was me and her. Also, my dress matched her fur. It was very cute. I was very into it as a concept. I'm making myself sad that the video is gone. We'll do it again, babies, when the time is right. It'll be fine. Moving on. So for the Romance Angels, we have stay optimistic about your love life, positive thinking, and faith will bring you romance. And then we have love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Let me get that into frame, why don't I? So I can pretend like I know what I'm doing. All right, baby, so that is seeming like a very clear message. And actually, group number 1, these 2 cards were the cards that just spat out when I was shuffling the deck. And it was 2 cards perfectly. I asked Spirit, are these the cards that you want me to put in this pile? I got a strong yes. I shivered so bad I almost went flying to the floor. So a very, very, very clear message here about what to give yourself in order to welcome that relationship, that future spouse into your life. And I do feel like you, group 1, particularly, are very, 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 very eager about being married. I'm hearing family, so I feel like you're even eager to start a family with that special someone. But you want to have the right person first. I feel like you're very traditional, not prudish, but very traditional in the sense that, you want to meet the right person. You want that, sweep you off your feet kind of romance. You want to have the beautiful, nice wedding. I feel like an outdoors wedding too is like high on your fantasy list. I just feel like you've always, kind of seen yourself getting married like right next to water, and there's like an archway, or what are those things called? Like a pergola. Is that the right thing? A pergola? One of my brothers is a carpenter, so he would be very upset at me if I didn't know the difference between like a pergola and whatever else those things are called. He's gonna watch this and he's gonna yell at me. Anyway, so that's just something I saw, but very very clear message on staying hopeful and optimistic and having faith and knowing that the universe does have that in store for you. but also knowing that, you know, in order to welcome that wonderful person into your life and that romance of your dreams, that family that you've always wanted, you have to love yourself first, my babies. And you have to appreciate yourself, and you have to recognize that you are a gift as well. And, you know, if you want to be bestowed a gift from the universe, you have to understand that, you know, the universe wants you to recognize within yourself how much of a gift you are, and how much you are worth love in yourself, not only from another person, but also from yourselves, my love. I'm also getting like this spouse. I'm getting like France or Italy, um, maybe even Greece, just that kind of those sort of European countries, and very like their culture is very focused around like classical art, kind of like that, those like Renaissance-y paintings. That's what I'm seeing. Maybe even England or the UK. But France and Italy were kind of the first two that really jumped out at me, just for sort of a kind of, I guess, location that your spouse could be from. All right, my lovies, now for the good tarot. We have the Ace of Fire and the Eight of Fire. So they are a fire sign. Talk to me about it. Spicy. So they are, I'm hearing rising sign. So rising sign is a fire sign. So that would mean that their appearance especially is affected by a fire sign. Ace and 8. First. I feel like Aries. I'm feeling Aries or Leo, especially for this group. And I feel Aries in more of the personality traits. So now I don't know how you guys feel about fire signs. I know that fire signs in the astrology community get kind of a bad rap because they're so intense and they're so forward and they're so fiery. I don't think they deserve that at all. For the personality traits, very, very hardworking. Very much focused on their career, very much financially stable and successful and financially independent. A little bit stubborn, not a little bit, they're quite stubborn, but never for the wrong reasons. They're, you know, a little bit forward, they're a little bit, you know, you might say bossy, but just they're set in their ways and they have their way about doing things. And that being said, though, they're very, very, very adamant on you being happy. They want to keep you happy. They're perfectly open to listening, you know, on ways they can make you happy. You know, if you find them being too hard-headed about something, as Aries can sometimes be, they're perfectly open to you saying, hey, babe, this, you know, you need to just settle down. And they're like, oh, shit, okay, oh my God, I am so sorry. And it just kind of, you know, you very much keep them grounded because they are so intense, and they, you know, especially with their work, I feel like they have a very, very fast-paced job. Like they're in a high up position, maybe CEO, or, you know, high up in management, and things are, you know, intense. It's definitely feeling more kind of like business, like maybe finance, or I'm hearing even like production, like maybe like movie production or TV production. And so things are very intense, very, very fast moving. And I think your a crucial person to kind of keep them grounded and to kind of bring them down sometimes when things get like too va 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 boom. For Leo, I'm hearing appearance, so I feel like their hair. Oh, their hair. Yes, 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 yes. I'm seeing them like running their fingers through their hair. You know, people like sweep their hair back from their faces. And it's super voluminous. It's dark. I'm seeing dark. I'm seeing brown and black. Very dark hair, super shiny, super thick, very much like a mane, as you know, Leo, blah, blah, blah. Their eyes are very, very sharp, very defined, almost like cat eyes, almost like very, just very kind of sharp, angular, almost almond eyes, somewhat slanted, very, very intense. Like when they're looking at you head on, I can see them staring at me, and it's just like, oh God, whew, whew. Like your heart rate goes through the roof, your blood pressure sky high. Um, and for, and I feel like but like for as intense as their eyes are, their faces are almost childlike. Like their features are softer. There's an innocence about them that a lot of people don't get to see because they have these intense eyes, and because, you know, when they're serious, especially in a work environment, things are go go go. Like they're certainly a do not fuck with me type of person when it comes to work. But they have almost like, you know, not baby like features, but very soft, nearly childlike features. Their cheeks are soft. Nothing is super defined. Um, you know, like their chins are, you know, just soft and little round little things. Like nothing's sharp, nothing's angular except for their eyes. They're very fit. They're not like bulgingly muscular, but they certainly have a kind of, not even a lean muscle. Like they're very well proportioned. Everything's kind of, you know, tight and firm, and they're very active. I see them kind of running or jogging regularly, or doing like, you know, fast paced exercise as opposed to really like intense weightlifting. Um, Very attractive people, very, very, very stunningly attractive people. Not super tall for the male and the female. Um, I'm, you know, a little bit above average. So for men, you know, it's like 5'8", 5'9", 5, maybe even 5'10". For women, it's like 5'2", 5'3", like, you know, a little bit even on the shorter side of the spectrum for both men and women. And I see them also always being very well put together. Like they're never in, you know, except for when they're exercising, but even when they're exercising, like they have these really, you know, fancy name brand workout clothes. Like it's you know, they're never looking sloppy. They never are in sweatpants or like, you know, ripped or stained clothing. Like they're always really well put together. At work, they wear very, very nice attire. When they're at home, you know, they still look put together. They never look frumpy. Hashtag I can't relate. I'm literally in sweatpants right now. I'm constantly in sweatpants. My shirt has a hole in it because my daughter chewed on it and thought it was funny. Um, their voices are kind of raspy, not in like a, you know, not in a annoying way, or, you know, kind of a harsh way. It's like a soft rasp to them, very like they can be assertive, they can sound assertive when they want to, but they can also be very soft spoken when they want to. And I think that really kind of plays through their whole appearance too. Like they have these very intense eyes, but then they have this soft face, and like they're both, you know, they're either side of the spectrum. They're intense, they're fiery, but they're, you know, soft and gentle. All right, lovies. So for the psychic tarot, we have patience. Yes, yes, yes. Positive movement forward. And triumph. Beautiful. Now, 8 also has been a theme. We have positive movement forward here, which has an 8, and then the 8 of fire from the good tarot. So very good things, my loves. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Good things. Okay, so definitely patience correlates with what we were talking about at the beginning, what we got from Spirit about, you know, you being very, very eager for this to happen. And I do see that both in positive movement forward and triumph. Like you're just going for it, especially after this reading. You're hearing they're attractive, you're hearing they're successful, and you're like, oh my God, give it to me. And like, it'll come, babies, don't you worry. But do have patience and do put in the work to yourself, my loves, because only good things can come from that. You know, when you are given this gift from the universe, you do want to be 100% ready. You do want to be in the perfect place for yourself. And positive movement forward certainly tells me that you are aware of that need to love yourself, and you know the work that you need to do on yourself, and you're willing to do it. I'm also getting from this overseas, so I do feel as though this person is across the water from you. Or at the very least, some traveling distance from you. Triumph correlates into you just being very willing to do the work. I do feel that. It also correlates, I mean, I don't know if you can tell. And again, I never like to press gender, whether you're attracted to men, women, whatever you're attracted to. I'm just going off appearance, and I'm trying to be as specific to the genders as I can. And so this does not have to mean a man if that's not what you're interested in, if that's not what you're attracted to. But that very much goes to what I was saying earlier about appearance, just this, you know, long flowing hair. I do feel as though their hair is longer than normal. It's not cropped down. You know, it's at the very least shoulder length, but it's very, very thick. It's very wispy. They love to run their hands through it, and my baby, so do you. But dark hair, more a, you know, olivey kind of complexion, warmer kind of complexion, very sort of intense eyes, but kind of, you know, less defined facial structure, like softer cheeks, not like chubby cheeks. Bandit, I'm working, I'm doing a job. Thank you. And you know, kind of like the rounder chin. So that's very, very cool that Spirit gave that card as a confirmation. All right, lastly, my loves, we have the Whispers of Love. Like, isn't that just so pretty? And it's have faith. Trust your faith in this situation. That is incredible, because just at the beginning we got positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So an absolutely gorgeous confirmation from Spirit. To have faith that it will come to you, my loves. To have faith that you are deserving of it. It is amazing. It is what you want, what you need. They complete you perfectly. when it comes to my darlings, you want to be completely ready. And I do think you do want that, because you have such a picture perfect image for this romance, for your future family, for your life together. You want to be in the most perfect of places. However, I am feeling like I'm hearing, aim too high. And I don't think you're aiming too high. And you might talk yourself out of that. You might say, well, maybe I'm asking for too much. I'm asking for them to be attractive and to be kind and to be generous. And I didn't mention this earlier, but their generosity is very, very, very obvious. To you especially, like, I feel like they have no problem lavishing you in gifts, and affection, but just with the people that they love, with their families, with you, with their close friends. They're very, very, very generous people. They are absolutely the, give you my shirt off my back kind of people. And you want that kind of kind person. I think kindness is one of, your highest traits you look for in a partner. But know that there's nothing wrong with being specific in asking for the person that you want, my loves. However, you don't have to talk yourself down from asking for the things that you want, because like I said, I do see you being willing and already starting, for some of you, putting in the work for yourself. And if you're putting in work in yourself, my loves, why would it be wrong for you to ask for somebody who is in a good place, who is financially stable, who has a good job, who is attractive, who is kind, who is generous, who is loving? Nothing wrong with that, my love. So keep up that faith that the universe will give you what it is that you've asked for when you are ready for it, because you are willing to put in the work and because you are deserving of it. That is beautiful. I'm so excited for that. That is great stuff. Group 1, thank you so much for watching. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, that is so super exciting. Great, 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 great things coming to you. If it did resonate, please feel free to leave a comment below. Hit the subscribe button if you feel inclined to do so. I'm not sure where I'm at the time of this posting. I think still close to 1,000. I don't know. I'm trying to get these out as fast as I can. I'm trying to get on a regular schedule and have less of a huge gap between my videos, because I do love filming these for you guys. I do love giving you guys the readings. I love the messages that you guys send me and the comments that you guys leave. Bandit, again, I am working on a job. Was that Bandit or Bambi? That was Bambi. Bandit, I apologize. Bambi, you are super friggin' loud. And so I'm going to get into a better rhythm. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling better. I'm getting out of my sickness. Bambi, I swear on the life of anyone that has ever lived. Thank you. So, thank you guys so, so much for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you all very soon. Hello, my loves. If you chose pile number 2, this is your reading on your future spouse and their appearance, a little bit about what they're like, maybe where they're from. We'll see what we get. The first reading was very, very exciting, very good things. Got a lot of very clear detail on their appearance, which was super awesome. I was just expecting. Bambi, we're going to need to have a talk in the office about your place in this establishment and how you can uphold your position in this profession. Fantastic. So I was just expecting to get, like, I don't even know, maybe a few attributes, but we were getting everything, my loves. So good things, good things. Feeling optimistic for these, my babies. Feeling good. Hoping that the rest keep up the high tempo. All right, so for the romance angels, we have deception. I keep forgetting to show you guys these cards, and I am sorry. My gosh, someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. And free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Okie dokies. Group number 2. Who has hurt you, my babies? This is not good. This does not feel in any way like your future spouse. For you guys, group number 2, this threw me for a loop when I flipped them. And I don't feel as though this is your future spouse situation at all. I feel as though these are fears that you have, my loves, and fears for a significant number of you based on a past or even a current situation. Of deceit, of feeling trapped, of feeling unhappy, of feeling, as if you were stuck in a situation with somebody who maybe made you feel not entirely happy, not entirely loved. That is not what you're deserving of, my loves. And I feel as though you are free of that, or you're in the process of freeing yourself from that, and that is very, 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 very crucial to me. That is so good to hear. I want you guys to be happy. I want you to be free of any pain, of any negative energy, of people who do not recognize your light and who do not help you shine that light brighter. I'm here to tell you today, my loves, that this is not coming back to you. This is not your future spouse. This is not somebody that you will have in your life again. Of deceit and control, and I'm hearing jealousy. I feel like jealousy was a big problem. So wipe that clean, loves. That's not happening again. Also send me their location. All right, lovies. So for the good tarot, we have the Empress. Oh, yes, babies. And we have Queen of Fire. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so I know we're supposed to be talking about your future spouse. And again, I don't like to specify gender if you're not a woman. Do not take this personally. I'm just seeing this as your guys' energy. So, you are very, very much determined to be content with yourselves. You want to be happy with yourself. I feel like you're distrusting of relationships and of, people and partners, potential partners. And I feel like you kind of, sort of shield yourself. You shield your heart, but your heart is so full of love and your heart is so full of light. And you do, underneath all that, you do want to be with somebody and you do have so much love to give to the right person. You're just afraid, my loves. You're afraid of giving it to the wrong person. You're afraid of being put into a situation that you were in before where you felt trapped, you felt controlled, you felt constrained. And that is not at all what is coming for you, my loves. You have ended that. You have put into the universe that you do not want that to be repeated. You have put into yourself, I do not want people with these behaviors to come into my life. I do not want to be with somebody who has these behaviors again. And you have put, and I'm just seeing this, like, these hands going like, it's over. Like, you're done with it. You have ended it. You have severed the patterns of behavior. You have done everything that you are meant to do, my loves. And you are going to prosper because of it. You are going to have somebody who completely values the person that you are, who adores the person that you are, who treasures the person that you are, who treats you as the treasure that you actually are, instead of trying to damage you, to deceive you, to control you, to constrain you in any kind of way. because you're like stallions, my loves. You want to be free and you're powerful and you're a little bit wild, but in a good way. I need water. I got too excited. Now, for your future spouse, the first thing that I'm seeing are the lips. They have really, really beautiful, plush, soft, perfectly, full, but not like super full, just like very much porcelain doll type lips, like, a little pouty. They have doll-like features, like their skin is just flawless. On the lighter side, on the fairer side, um, so whatever complexion they have, it is on the more pale spectrum of that. They have very, very smooth skin, flawless skin. Like, they do not have a bump or a blemish ever. It's almost unfair how perfect they look. Um, very defined jawlines and a cleft chin for some, like not super defined, but a little bit of a cleft in their chin, but a very defined chin and sharp jawline. They have a longer neck. They look almost regal. Like, their posture is always good, even when they're like sitting around being lazy. As somebody who's literally slithering to the floor right now, hashtag can't relate. They have a sharp nose, not a big nose, but it's very, very sharp. Very, very slender frame. So for both men and women, like very slender, not muscular, not very lean. If they are muscular, it's a very lean muscle, very slender muscle. Very tall, very, very tall. So for the women, 5'8" and 5'9", 5'10" even. And for the men, we're looking at 6 feet, 6'1", 6'2". Very, very tall. Not lanky in any way, though. Just the way they carry themselves is very put together. Their hands are a big focus. I feel like you have a thing for nice hands, my beloveds, and that I can relate to. But and I feel like they have gorgeous hands. Their hands are always, like, even if they don't get them manicured, their hands are always nice, and nails are trimmed. There's no like split skin or whatever happens, when you bite your nails, you get like the skin flaps or whatever there. Very nice hands, not too rugged, almost like, like the cliche sort of piano player hands, like long fingers, but nice, not like spidery in any way. Very, very beautiful people. I'm hearing beautiful over and over again. So again, for male, just very, male or female, just very beautiful people. Very, even pretty, like porcelain. They look like dolls. Their hair is either very, 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 very straight, or has like an almost too perfect, like defined curl to it. It is lighter, so I am seeing like bleach blonde, or like a, more goldy, sandy browny, dirty blonde. Lighter eyes, so like bluey green. And I'm hearing Norway, Sweden, and South Africa as possible places. But just very, very pretty people. I feel like on the subject of hands, they play with their hands a lot. Like, I feel like it's like a nervous tick. Like, you can tell they're nervous because they're always kind of like twiddling their thumbs. They like to hold your hand. They have very soft hands. Their hands are constantly cold. Always cold. Cold hands, warm heart, though. Am I right? Am I right? But always kind of cold. But it's not like a shock. Like, it's just, I feel like that's one of the things that um, attracts the most, and it sounds weird, but attracts the most to you at first is the first time they hold your hand. Your hand just like engulfs theirs in this warmth and this comfort and this heat that just gets rid of any chill that they haven't been able to get rid of in however many years they've been on this earth. Um, so that's lovely, my loves. All right, for the Psychic Tarot, we have Victory and Success, Rejoice in Celebration, and Shadow. All right, now, I don't know if you've noticed, but this card is the number 3, and we got the Empress from the Good Tarot, which is number 3, which is great. Celebration, family, togetherness, good times had by all. That's awesome, awesome stuff. So Shadow is certainly feeling like it resonates at the beginning with the fear of sort of repeated, bad relationships or repeated bad behaviors. Maybe you have a fear that you're going to attract, the same type of person. That is not going to happen, my loves. There is so much light in you that you just have to harness, that you just have to have faith in. Have faith in your guides and your angels in the universe, that you are protected and loved unconditionally. That, unfortunately, if you had to go through something rough, and I am hearing as though it was a lesson, and I do feel as though it was a lesson, but that lesson has been learned. You have made it out of that lesson. You have learned what you needed to learn. You've taken what you needed to take from it, and it's done. It's not going to repeat itself. It's done. Wipe that fear from your minds, my love, and allow yourself to rejoice that you have overcome that difficult time, that you have come out of it a better and stronger person. Rejoice in celebration. I do feel as though you meet them, just on the topic of rejoice and celebration, I do feel as though you meet them at some sort of celebration. It's a party, it's a gathering. It's not so much, it's not seeming sort of like a small little affair, like a little, drinks with friends. Like, it's seeming like a big significant event. Maybe for work, maybe you go to like a concert, or there's, some sort of, how like restaurants or casinos or bars do like those like night, those special nights. I feel like it's one of those things. I do feel as though you meet them in that kind of party and fun environment. And which is interesting because I feel like when they're not focused on any person, they have kind of a very stoic face, like a resting bitch face almost, which is like, that's just my life. So I feel like that it's very surprising to be in like this loud, fun, exciting setting. And like, I feel like you're the one that sees them first because they're so stunningly beautiful. And they're very like serious. And you're like, oh, what's their deal? But then like a friend of theirs comes up to them and pats them on the back or something, and wraps their arm around them, and then they just break out into this big, beautiful smile. I feel like they have gorgeous teeth. Um, and you're just thrown for a loop, which is very beautiful, my loves. Much like their teeth. All right, for the whispers of love, like, oh, they're so pretty. Miracles and blessings. Everything has its gift. Absolutely. So I do feel as though that is just confirmation of what I was just talking about lessons and them being difficult and, bringing on a fear. And I do think that you are on your way, if you have not already, done so to realizing the point of the lesson that you went through. And I feel like you've come out of it a much different person, a much better person, the person that you've always kind of wanted to be. And because of that difficult situation, you were forced to mature into that person that you've wanted to become. So everything has its gift, my love. Everything happens for a reason. You have become the person that you want to be. You're a person of light. Allow yourself to be warm and to be receiving, because this is a beautiful partnership I'm seeing for you, my loves. Great, 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 great things. All right, group number 2. That was gorgeous. If that resonated with you, please let me know down in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. I love when you share your stories with me, when you share little tidbits and confirmations. It's just so beautiful. Click the subscribe button if you feel the need to do so, as well as the ding dong bell for videos coming up in the future. I'm doing my best to get into a rhythm, feeling good, feeling it. Thank you all so much for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you all very soon. Hello, oh gosh. I have the other last 2 piles of cards here, and I just put my hand on them and almost sent them flying everywhere. Oh, can you imagine? Anyway, hello, my loves. Group number 3. We're at the halfway mark. The last 2 readings have been going great, getting a ton of detail on appearance, a little bit about them as a person. So far for the last 2, we've gotten where possibly they have been from. Awesome stuff. So if you picked pile number 3, this is your reading for your future spouse and their appearance, a little bit about what they're like, a little bit about your relationship, or whatever comes up. It's all so exciting. All right, my lovies. For starters, we have the romance angels. Children. Your love life is being affected by children. In a past life relationship, you have known each other before. Ooh. Ooh. Sorry, that's terrifying. What is going on, group number 3, with the babies and the loves and the babies and dogs? There's dogs here. Fun. I've never noticed those dogs before. Okay, so I'm getting 2 things. First thing, am I recording? Yes, I am. First thing, I took a bathroom break between this reading and the last reading, and I forgot if I pushed record. So the first thing that I'm getting is that you have a child or children, and I feel like that is a concern for you, that if you were to meet somebody, even if they were the best person on earth, even if they were so attracted to you and totally wanted to be with you, as soon as you said, oh, by the way, I have a kid or I have kids, they'd get up and run away. Not the case, my loves. 2, the second thing, I feel as though you want children like yesterday, if you do not already have them. You love children. You have such a huge, almost insatiable need to be a parent. You want to have children. You want to have them now. And I feel like at times you're almost willing to settle for someone and just to move it along and to have the kids, and whatever happens. But then your common sense kind of rears its head, and it's like, well, hey, now maybe that's not the best idea. Maybe we should be with the right person and then welcome some kitty witties into the world. For past life relationship, you have known each other before. I feel like. So, for those of you that have kids, I am feeling like this is, and I just got a huge shiver as confirmation. I am feeling like this is either the other parent of this child or someone who has had a significant role in this child's life. If they aren't the parent of your child, maybe you were with them when your child was very, very young. They were, in a relationship with you at a period of time where you had this child already. And if you don't have children yet, this is definitely feeling like either a longtime friend or somebody you have been in a relationship with before. It's, I'm getting more, I'm being told to focus on you've known each other before as opposed to the past life relationship. Very, very spicy stuff. Group number 3. All right, so for the tarot, we have transformation, which is my child card, so confirmation that this involves children. Ooh, and messenger of fire. One of my favorite cards from the good tarot. Oh, that's beautiful stuff. Okay. Awesome stuff. So, definitely involves a child. Either you have a child or you very, very, very much want a child. It could even be for some that this person is the one with the child. And, I feel like you do want children, you do love children, but maybe because they have a child, there's almost this kind of inkling of like, oh, well, that child's not mine, or, I don't want to get involved in that because they have the other partner who they're not with anymore. But definitely a child involved. Definitely a past relationship because she's holding, I think it's a phoenix. Yeah, it's like a phoenix, yeah. See? Little phoenix. So something that has died, has gone away, and then is being reborn, being brought back to life. So certainly a past relationship. Messenger of fire on the topic of the phoenix. I feel as though you are the one who makes the decision whether or not this phoenix comes back to life, if you will, my loves. I feel as though this person has kind of put their cards on the table. They've told you that they want to be with you. They've told you how they feel. I feel as though you're a little bit hesitant, but it's your call, my loves. You're the one who has the ability to light that fire. Now, for appearance, I am getting, again, more on the fair end. So not to say like, white skin, but whatever their complexion is, it's definitely on the fairer side of that, on the paler side. They have, both of these cards are like orangish hair, so definitely some reddish, orangish, or even strawberry blonde hair. If it's even like light brown, there's like an orangey tint to it. Natural highlights in it. Very childlike, very, big, beautiful, expressive eyes. A little button nose, like very, innocent looking. A rounder face, like the cheeks kind of go into the chin naturally. There's no like super sharp definition there. Very like, cliche romance novel type lips, like very like kissable, You know, I don't know if you heard that, but I just made a kissy face while I said that. There's some junk to that trunk, my love. There's certainly some curve to them. You know, very, very shapely people, badonkadonks, if you will, um, on the top and the bottom. But very, very much like an hourglass figure. Like they have like the bigger thighs and the thicker bottom half. I feel like they have, kind of a thinner waist, and then they're bigger on the top. They have um, slender shoulders, but it's just like their natural form. Their hair is very like wispy, very long, very almost like wild. Like no matter how much they comb it, like it's always kind of wavy or kind of crimped, or it always, you know, they like always get fussy with it, and they're like, oh, it didn't turn out this way, but you think it's beautiful. It just makes them look so magnificent. Um, Very effortlessly attractive. Like I feel like, they don't wear a lot of makeup. They don't wear a lot of accessories. They wear very plain clothes, but it's very attractive. And it's their hair, I think, that really catches your attention at first. Just this like fiery head of hair. Um, and big, big, beautiful eyes, long, beautiful eyelashes that just make them look like a little doll. All right, my lovies. So, for the psychic tarot, we have deception and envy, solar plexus chakra, and throat chakra. Okay. So, deception and envy, I am feeling. If it is your potential partner who has, how long has my arm been in frame like that? Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Deception and envy. If they do have a child, I feel like this is a fear that you have of, kind of the other parent of the child being jealous or being, um, mean to you or whatever. And on the other end, because I do feel as though this is a past relationship or somebody that you've known for a long time, I feel like you kind of have a fear that if it's somebody you've been in a relationship with before, the issues that you had that made the relationship end the first time will come back if it's been a long time friend. If you get together and it doesn't work out, you've lost that friend. All of that is not true, my love. Have confidence in it. Feel free to trust yourself. I feel like you have a very strong instinct, especially when it comes to children. I think that just brings out your better instincts. So have confidence. Like I said before, you are the one who is going to call the shot on whether or not this relationship is a go. Um, and I think that kind of brings a lot of comfort to you, is that you're able to really look at it, to really evaluate it, to evaluate what you want, what they want, what feels right to you, and to then make the call. And I do feel as though um, it's a beautiful relationship. It's just so fulfilling. The children play such a huge part in it. There's so much love there. It's just a very warm feeling, and I think that's beautiful. All right, my lovies. For the whispers of love, we have embrace your emotions, allow your feelings to surface, and be accepted. Ah, perfection. Absolutely, my loves. So, just a confirmation of what I was talking about, allowing yourself to really open up with yourself, and to really evaluate your emotions and evaluate the situation and evaluate how you feel, and to call the shots and to welcome this beautiful relationship and this beautiful marriage into your life. and just be so prosperous because of it. And that is amazing. All right, group number 3. That was your reading on your future spouse. I hope that that resonated with you. If it did, please let me know. I would love to hear about that because it's very, very, very cool. And I did relate to some of the aspects of it with the child and blah, blah, blah. But it's not about me. We're not doing a reading on me. It's fine. It's fine. But please leave a comment if that did resonate with you. I'd love to hear your guys' stories. If you enjoyed that, please click the like button as well as subscribe. I don't know where I'm at the time of posting. I think I'm close to 1,000, which is just unbelievable. And every time I think about it, I have to take a lie down. And thank you guys so, so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you very soon. All we hear is Radio Gaga, Radio Goo Goo, Radio Gaga. Oh, that's a good song. I'm going to listen to that song after I finish filming. Someone still loves you. Take me to the mall, Freddie Mercury. Hello, my darlings, group number 4. If you picked this pile, this is your reading on your future spouse and their appearance. A little bit about what they're like, a little bit about your situation. We've gotten different things for every reading. It's all very exciting. I love readings like this where every group is, it's the same kind of question, but every group is like different tidbits of information. Like one group we got kind of a little bit about their work and their kind of livelihood as well as appearance. Another one we got very personal stuff about, the viewer's situation as well as appearance and everything, blah, blah, blah. And it's very cool. It was very exciting stuff. So let's get started, shall we? For starters, we have the Romance Angels. We have Passion, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. That's spicy. And then we have Engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. Oh my God. Ha, 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 ha. This is so friggin' cool. So, this is the first group who it has been blatantly obvious that you're in a relationship with the person you will marry right now. And I just think that's so exciting. My pulse is at dangerously high levels. I hope I don't collapse. Dog hair. So, yes. I feel like you know what's coming, my loves. And I feel like that's maybe why you clicked on this video. I feel like your partner is terrible at keeping secrets. For those of you that are with somebody, and so I feel like you've had an inkling and you want to know, here's your confirmation, babies. And for those of you who aren't in a relationship, I do feel as though there's a person you have been speaking to or seeing kind of casually, and you really want it to advance into a committed relationship. But the question hasn't been asked, and you're a little like, oh, I don't want to ask it. It is coming, my loves, and it is amazing. It's gonna be beautiful. You're gonna get married. Invite me to the wedding. Okay, so because I do feel as though this is beautiful, and I feel like they just ignite such an intense passion in you, and it's just so romantic, and it's such a whirlwind of feelings and emotions, and it's such warmth, and it's so beautiful, and oh, I love it. Okay, so For the good tarot, we have the 9 of air. And we have the 10 of air. Okie dokie. Air sign, air sign. Talking about some air signs. I'm sorry, I think I'm hitting the overtired mark. I was feeling a little tired for the last reading. And then I pushed through it because, like, catch me sleeping on time. You won't. And now I'm just getting a little wacky, and I'm sorry that you all have to deal with that. That's what happens when I film only at night, and I do. So air sign, absolutely air sign through and through. I feel like they're kind of into tech. I know that has nothing to do with their appearance, but I feel like they're kind of into tech. They're either in software or even like kind of computer engineering or robotic engineering, even like electrical engineering, which I know is like super computer based. But there's definitely feeling like some kind of tech vibe here. I'm seeing computers, I'm seeing an office. I'm getting Gemini. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they are a Gemini. That just means that their traits are that of a Gemini. So if we're getting engaged, why didn't you tell me? But I feel like they're very talkative. They talk with their hands a lot. I feel like they can kind of chat up anyone. Like, I feel like you've taken them to, or you will take them to, like, I don't even know, a work barbecue or something, and you're like, oh, I feel bad. They're not gonna know anybody. I better go hang out with them instead of talking to my coworker Janice. And then you turn around and they're chatting up your boss and everybody's laughing and patting them on the back because they can totally tell a joke. For appearance, they have like pixie-like faces. Like they have like small chins. They've got little heart-shaped faces. They have big eyes, but I feel like their eyes they're on either end of the spectrum. So either they're really dark and they're beautiful and they're deep, or they're very, 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 very light and sparkly. I'm hearing freckles. I feel like they have freckles. Very tall. Very, very tall. Like above average for both men and women. Very tall, but not really super slender. Like, not a ton of meat on their bones, but, a little bit. I feel like they have very long limbs. They have long arms. They have long legs. I'm having a hard time focusing because I was singing Radio Gaga before I picked up this pile, and now it's stuck in my head. I feel like the way that they walk is super attractive. Like, I feel like they walk, not to be cliche, but almost like they're walking on air. Like, they have such a steady gait, and they're very broad-shouldered, very, very broad shoulders, and like they just walk like a king or a queen, like very very much with purpose. I'm hearing eyesight, so I feel like for some of them there's contacts or glasses involved. They have very sleek hair. It's very shiny. It's very soft. It's not like super bushy or voluminous. And I feel like even though they're so chatty and, they can tell like a really good joke, I feel like they're, a significant number of them are quite timid. They're, quite shy. Weirdly, they're probably more shy with you, somebody they're like are in or will be in a relationship with, as opposed to a total stranger. I think they have a difficult time opening up emotionally, and it's not to say that they don't feel things. It's not to say that they don't want to open up emotionally. I think that's just difficult for them, and they kind of always resort to sort of cracking a joke to kind of ease the tension. So that's a little bit of a difficult thing for you, because I do feel as though you like to get down to like the nitty gritty of a situation, and you like to understand why someone feels the way that they do and how you can, help them through that. I feel like they're very, very, very spiritual people. They're very intuitive people. They're very connected to their spirituality. Very connected to the divine, even if it's not so obvious as like meditating, using divination tools, whatever. I just feel like they have little quirks about them, like they, say little things like, well, it happens the way that it's supposed to happen, or if it's meant to happen, it'll happen, or, the universe is looking out, blah, 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 like just like little quirks like that they say like almost constantly, and you're like, oh, get out the tarot cards, and they're like, what? I do feel, I'm feeling cold, so I feel as though they're from somewhere with a significant amount of snow. Again, you didn't tell me we were getting engaged, and I'm upset about it. But like if they're from Canada, or if they're from the US, it's I don't know, where does it snow in the US? Up top. In Europe somewhere where it snows, or in Asia, or whatever else is somewhere where I feel like it's colder, not like all year round, but a significant amount of the year it's certainly colder. And this is very relatable, but I feel like they're never cold, and I think that makes you feel so insane. Like it could be like -20 and they're in, a sweatshirt, and you're like, how is this happening right now? That person is me. But I feel like they're just never cold. Like I always see them, regardless of the weather, in like their regular clothes. They wear a lot of lighter clothes. They wear a lot of white. They wear a lot of like lighter colors, very ethereal almost. And that goes for their faces as well. They have very like dreamy expressions, like the big eyes, like I said before. Like they're always kind of, looking just out of focus of something, and that's really endearing to you. How they're always somehow the perfect balance of dreamy but like super deep in thought about something. All right, lovies. So for the psychic tarot, we have the universe, we have disruption, and we have light. Absolutely. So universe just connects, I believe, with them being very spiritually connected and being very strongly intuitive. Light, disruption and light, I believe, are connected. I feel as though this is somebody that most of you know. A very, very, very significant number of you already know this person. And I do feel that, and I feel as though you've wanted them to ask this question, whether it's, can we be in a relationship, or let's get engaged? Or what do people ask? Will you marry me? Jesus Christ. And I feel like you've been waiting for it, and maybe you're a little bit nervous that it's not coming. But it is coming, my loves, and it's coming very, very soon. And I think that's just great. I think this person really brings out the best in you. I think they bring a lot of healing into your life, as well as vice versa. I think they bring sort of a brightness and a lightness into your life that you really, really need desperately. And I think that's gorgeous. That's amazing. All right, lovies. So for the whispers of love, we have, where is the frame? There it is. Come on, Katie. Express your love through gifts. A small token of love can convey great appreciation. All right, so for that, I feel like that correlates to what we were talking about earlier as to how, for such great communicators and for people who love communicating, they don't really talk very much about sort of emotional things, about their emotions, and that kind of frustrates you because if they're bothered by something, or maybe you've had an argument, once they're over it, and you're like, well, wait, like, what happened? And they're like, oh, don't even worry about it. I didn't feel anything there for a minute. Don't even um and I feel as though they kind of sense your frustration because they are very emotionally aware for people who don't really talk about their emotions, and I feel like they kind of try and make you feel better through gifts. And I think you kind of get frustrated, but understand that that is how they express their love, and not everybody expresses love in the same ways. And if you want to be in a relationship with somebody, it's very important to learn how that person expresses love. And if you can relate to that, and if you can understand that, then that is where a relationship prospers. So although they might not talk through every single emotional thing with you, I feel like if you ask them, and if it's a big enough deal, they will. But not certainly not every single topic. And I feel like you are that kind of person where you want to talk things through and you want to understand, emotional aspects, and communicate in an emotional way. And they aren't entirely that type of person. So understand that those gifts aren't meant to frustrate you. They're not meant to kind of, shut you up and get you to move on. They are a token of that person's love for you and how much they care about you. And understand that it is an expression of love and an expression of how much they care about you, because that is, a way that some people show love, and there's nothing wrong with that, my loves. All right, group number 4. That was rad. That was awesome. If that resonated with you, please let me know. That's very exciting stuff, and not just because of all the Gemini qualities. But if that resonated with you, please leave a comment down below. I love to hear your guys' stories. Click like, click the subscribe if you feel inclined to do so. As well as the little bell if you want. I'm trying to get into a better stream of doing things in a successful way. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you all very soon. Hello, my loves. Group number 5, last but not least. If you've chosen this pile, then this is your reading for your future spouse, their appearance, a little bit about what they're like, a lot about what they're like. The last 4 have been graciously very detailed on appearance, personality, for some career, how they express love, very good things, very exciting stuff. All right, my darlings, let's get into it. So for the romance angels, we have forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Oh, that's beautiful. And attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Ooh, this is sounding fun. This is sounding like a party. Not literally, but emotional party. You guys ever have emotional parties? Just me? That's fine. Sorry, I've been singing Radio Gaga for like an hour now in between readings, and it's stuck in my head and I can't focus. Okay. Get out of my head. Fantastic song / group / legendary Freddie Mercury. Oh no, I'm sad. Okay, sorry. Moving on. Okay, so these are both talking to me about the present moment. So I'm being told that you kind of need to be pulled into the present moment, which tells me that this person that you're going to end up with is somewhere in your present moment. Either I don't feel as though it's somebody that you're with, but I do feel as though it's somebody around you, either in a friend group. I'm maybe even not that close, maybe in like an acquaintance group, maybe somebody you work with. But I do feel as though they're in the here and now. And I think something has kind of pulled your attention from the here and now, and I'm being urged to guide you back to the here and now, my loves, because I feel like it's a past hurt, or some kind of a loss that sort of kept you in a bit of a fog. But it has been processed, it has been grieved, it has been dealt with, and now you are being guided back into the present moment, my darlings. All right, for the good tarot, we have 6 of water, absolutely. And we have the 4 of earth. Okay, so absolutely there is definitely some loss, some grieving, a yearning to kind of be back to the way that you were, and you are being graciously invited to come back to the present and be the way that you were, my loves. Now, for this person, your spouse, I am seeing very like Pride and Prejudice type vibes, if that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like either they live in a house with like vast green space and a huge garden, or maybe they work in a garden, they work around flowers. I'm seeing a ton of flowers. Their hair, I feel like they're, if they have longer hair, it's just kind of tied up quickly in like a loose bun or whatever, or just like pushed back. They're kind of always in like baggier clothes, not unattractive clothing, but just like baggier, comfier clothing, because I feel like they have a very physical job. I do feel as though it is to do with nature or working outside. Certainly feeling very, very much like there's gardening or flowers involved. They're very connected to nature. They're very connected to plants. They have a very gentle way about them, and I feel like when you meet them, you kind of think that they're kind of odd, because they're so interested in plants and nature, and you respect nature, but you're like, to be like this into nature is a little, oh. But they're very, very gentle, very giving. I see them giving you a lot in the way of physical gifts, as well as emotional gifts, as a comfort, and as somebody to lean on. I see you leaning on that person a lot, and I see them comforting you a lot. And I feel like you still have a lot of processing to go through, in the grieving of this loss, whatever it has been, a relationship or a person that you may have lost. And I think they are essential into your healing. And I feel like you almost feel bad because they just give so much, but that's their nature. They love to give. I feel like they're definitely an earth sign. I'm feeling Virgo. I'm feeling Taurus. Very smaller frames on them, slender frames, shorter people for the majority of them. Not super shorter, just like slightly below average, for women, 5'4", 5'5". For men, 5'8", 5'9", like not a lot shorter than the average height, but just slightly below. They have like an almost, I want to say creature-like, but that's not the right way. But that kind of vibe of the way they move. Like, they're very soft on their feet, but they're very kind of quick. They're always doing something. They're here and they're here and they're here and they're here, and you're like, how are you moving that quickly? That's inhuman. I feel like they're very natural. They don't wear a lot of makeup, because they're outside so much, and in the summer it's hot. If they're in a hot climate, blah 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 blah. I feel like they're from an area where there's not a lot of cold, and there's not a lot of change of seasons. So it's, spring or summer, or it's warmer a lot of the time. I'm not seeing any kind of snow. I'm hearing Australia, New Zealand as well, which, yeah. I feel like one thing that you notice about them right away, and one of the things you're fondest about, is they always have some sort of foliage in their hair. Like, either on purpose, like they're like, oh, I was out in the garden, this flower fell off, so isn't it pretty in my hair? But also by accident, because they're like down and dirty in the plant life, in the gardening. So there's leaves, there's sticks. They come in with like dirty hands. I see their fingers being dirty a lot of the time, and that sounds kind of like icky, but it's very endearing to you because they're just right there in it. Very gentle expressions, very soft voices, almost like it's like they're in a constant whisper, but not quite, like just very, 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 very soft voices, very hushed, very quiet. I don't hear them ever raising their voice. They're never intense. A little bit higher pitch, especially their laughter. I feel like they have this like pitched laughter. They're just, I'm hearing like pixie over and over again. Like they're just like the embodiment, the human embodiment of a pixie. Like they're slender. I see like pointed noses, like straight pointed noses, small round faces. Darker hair, definitely darker hair, brown, black. More of a tanned complexion. That probably has to do with them being outside so much. So whatever their skin color is, definitely more on the tanned spectrum of that skin color. I feel like they have tattoos or piercings, not in excess, but I feel like just a few here or there. Like there's a nose piercing or a lip piercing, or they have like extra piercings on their ears. They have tattoos here and there, but I feel like most of their tattoos aren't visible constantly. I feel like a lot of them are hidden, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. They're very, very deep thinkers. I'm getting that as well. So their tattoos are kind of either they're abstract or they're phrases that kind of, sound almost like something the Mad Hatter would say. But then, when you get close to them, you ask them, like, what does this mean? And they have the most beautiful reasoning behind it. Very deep thinkers, very artistic people, artists as well. Some of them, I'm hearing artists definitely work with their hands, whatever they do. Very, very like deep set eyes, kind of almost like sleepy expressions. Like their eyes are always like half lidded. And they're just hair, they always have like, whether their hair's up, they always have kind of pieces of hair falling around their face. They just look very, very dreamy, very sleepy, very, very much like a, old fashioned kind of romance novel character, which I got in the last reading as well. But and it's not really right on the nose, but that's kind of all I can think about right now, is like very soft and very romantic and very slight frames. Big feet. I'm hearing big feet. Small hands, big feet. But just a very gentle, calming way about them. Very much creatures of the earth. Very, very much. And that's awesome. That's beautiful. I love people like that. All right, lovies. So for the Psychic Tarot, we have Solitude, we have Mental Conflict, and we have Material and Spiritual Prosperity. Absolutely. So Solitude, I feel like this relates to both of you. I feel like they are somebody who spends a lot of time alone. They're somebody who works alone. You kind of meet them through happenstance. So, if I feel like they are around you though, so maybe they shop at the same place you do, or they live close to you, or, if you're in like an online forum or something, because I feel like they're there too. They're just wherever you are, they're around you. You're just kind of not connecting with them because you're not allowing yourself to live in the present moment. mental conflict, very, very, very much so. You're very in your head. You're very out of the present moment, my loves. And, it would be in your best interest to allow yourself to come into the present moment, to allow yourself to work on healing in this present moment, to get out of the kind of funk that you have been in. Material and spiritual prosperity. This, I believe, is just very much what they bring to you. They bring you a sense of fulfillment. They bring you, they're very generous with gifts, with material things, but they're also very generous with their emotional healing, and very generous in the way that they give it to you. Also, this is funny that there's water and trees here, because I was seeing like a pond or a fountain, and I was seeing a lot of trees and fields, either where you are or where they live, but somewhere where you two are frequently, or at the very least where they are frequently. And finally, my darlings, we have the Whispers of Love. I love these cards so much. Romance. Lavish the one you love with personal attention and affection. Absolutely. So I do feel as though, for one, that is a confirmation of what they will be giving you: emotional comfort, emotional affection, as well as just material prosperity, and gifts and love and affection and all that stuff. But also, it is a reminder to return that as well, because you do start to feel a little guilty that you're like, oh, am I just taking this relationship? I don't want to be doing that. And they never, they never ask for anything from you. I don't see them as that kind of person, as ever asking for anything from anybody. But just a reminder to, if you ever feel an inkling that, things are kind of unfair, that is your intuition just piping up and saying, hey, do something nice for that person. Take care of them in the way that they take care of you, because they do take care of a lot of people. They do give out a lot of love, and they have no problem with that. But I think it's important, especially because this is the person that you're going to be with. This is your spouse. That you take care of them in when you're able, in the same way that they take care of you. And that's amazing. That's gorgeous. I feel great about this, my loves. This is such calm, soft, gentle, loving energy. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. All right, my loves, group number 5, if that was you, thank you so much for watching. I hope that resonated with you. If it did, please leave a comment down below. I love hearing your stories. If you liked that, please click like and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Third eye is closed. We are feeling good. It is only 12:10 a.m. Not bad. I finished a lot of these readings 1, 2, after 2 in the morning. No, that was great. I feel amazing about every single one of those. There was something so positive, several things even so positive from each reading. Super descriptive on the appearances as well, which is great. I love that. I try, even though it's a general reading, I try in every reading to be as descriptive and specific as I can for you guys, which isn't always the easiest, because again, it is a general reading, and for some of you it doesn't resonate, but I know that kind of narrows down the people that it will resonate with, but I just tell what I see and what I am guided to tell. And the reception has been so far beyond great from you guys. You guys are amazing. You're so funny and full of love and beautiful and wonderful. And you have the greatest energy, and I adore you all so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will have many more of these videos to come. I have so much planned. I'm definitely getting on a better schedule now. Little blip at the beginning of January, feeling sick and whatnot, but now I'm better. I'm back, babies. For the month of February, I have lots planned just in the way of love readings, because I know, for some it's exciting. It's the month of Valentine's Day, the month where you get to, in a cliche way, express your love in, cheesy commercial fashion. But for others, I know it's kind of a downer if you're not in a relationship or you're not where you want to be in your romantic life. And I don't want any of you guys to feel down or anything like that. So I'm hoping to do these readings as a way of lifting your spirits a little bit and, bringing some optimism into your day, giving you maybe something to look forward to, giving you some confirmations that, the things you feel are right, that good things will come to you, my loves, because I only want the best for all of you. You guys are phenomenal, phenomenal people. You're absolutely, my tribe, and I love you all so much, and I want you to be happy and healed and full of love and receiving the love that you very much deserve to receive. So, as always, my links are in the description: Facebook and Instagram, Amazon wish list. I know I've mentioned them several times now, but all of the decks that I have used and their authors are always down below. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button as well as the subscribe and the little bell notification, because like I said, I'm going to start producing videos much more regularly. I don't want to have these gaps between when I post. I love making these videos for you guys. I love giving you this guidance. And once I start getting things out more regularly, then I'll have a definitive schedule of, days of the week when I post. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all, whether you're new or whether you have been here for a while. I'll see you all very, very soon.